Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by the Era Crueltide Pocket Rulebook Kickstarter. In this tabletop RPG, Santa Claus has been captured, and you need to rescue him by role-playing as any sort of fantasy creature imaginable. You could be a human with holiday powers, perhaps one of Santa's helpers, an elf, maybe a talking reindeer, or perhaps a gingerbread cookie golem. It's all up to you to restore the holiday cheer and check out the stretch goals. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Detri Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have also released the Pay What You Want tabletop RPG Daughters of Lamb, where you get to play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products and check out their free tabletop RPG, the Red Roleplaying Game. A generic system that is able to handle any sort of theme, genre, flavor, setting that you can think of. All of the links for these amazing products will be in the description and in the pinned comment as well. Today, I continue my review series featuring Tales of Argosa. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review series, featuring this sword and sorcery style tabletop RPG that you can play as a solo game or with your friends but without a game master, this could be a GM-less experience, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to take a look at the equipment chapter. There are various lists of equipment, very well organized and written, with all sorts of properties, traits, values. To put things into perspective, the lists provide the usual price range for each type of item, with variance concerning availability, quality, and decoration. Silver pieces are the default denomination. 100 copper pieces equal 10 silver pieces, and 10 silver pieces equal 1 gold piece. Gear is divided into 4 categories, reflecting on how difficult it is to acquire certain items. You have common, uncommon, rare, and very rare. Common equipment is generally available, but for other items, the game master may require a supply check. Roll a d20, and if the result is equal to or lower than the item's supply score, the player character finds some of the items for sale, some of those more rare items. There are various pieces of equipment when it comes to utility, such as light sources. You have bedrolls, candles, clothes, crowbars, sealing wax, spices, iron spikes, tools, torches, wine skins, and you have all of the details concerning encumbrance. Player characters have item slots equal to strength, minimum 10. And so you can have various pieces of equipment occupying those slots. And depending on your containers, perhaps you purchase a mount or animal to carry things as well. Of course, your capacity is going to go up. You will be able to carry more stuff. You have rare gear such as acid, antitoxins, hook hand, the poisoner's ring, and poison dosages, of course. Tripwires, the yellow lotus powder. You have details on the food and board services, the lifestyle that you can enjoy. Various weapons have properties with special rules to them. In the case of, for example, the flail, if you roll a 19, your opponent could be disarmed, or you could trip your opponent. In the case of the Great Hammer, it deals a lot of damage, but you get a penalty. I'm going to say a bonus. You get a penalty to initiative. In the case of the battle axe, it deals more damage if you wield it with two hands at the same time. And it is great for breaking doors. And so forth. All of the weapons have these properties. Very simple and very fun properties in my opinion. So the polearm, the rapier, the staff, the short sword, the whip, they all have differences in damage and in the traits that they have. You also have ranged weapons, of course, such as the crossbows, heavy and light versions, the javelin, the different bows, the long bow, the short bow. You also have various suits of armor. You have light, medium, and heavy armor, but you do have some flavor text on what could be the medium armor. Maybe it's the chain shirt or the bone breastplate. In the case of heavy gear, heavy armor, maybe it's the plate mail, ring mail. In the case of light armor, it could be hide or leather, robes, thick robes, and you have their values when it comes to the armor class. There are also shields, details on how to repair and craft items, animals, vehicles, and ships, master forged gear. When it comes to repairing, damaged gear generally takes several hours and costs half the original purchase price. Player characters with a relevant class, background, or custom skill might be able to perform their own repairs, assuming they have access to tools, of course. Similarly, player characters might be able to craft their own gear for 2/3 of the usual price. It's all about your background, the materials, the tools that you have available. Very easy to implement or apply during the session. And master forged gear, of course. These are materials that go beyond the average quality. So your master forged weapon could be dealing more damage. Maybe it has a crit boost. Maybe it's so light it gives you a bonus to initiative checks. When it comes to armor, maybe it gives you a boost to hit points. Your vulnerable areas are more difficult to hit. Perhaps there is some sort of shield effect. The armor could negate a single directional attack. In the case of the anti-crit, a constitution check could convert a critical hit applied against you into a normal hit instead. And this concludes this part of the review series. In the next part we are going to talk about doing things and encounters. I really like the way that gear is handled here, the weapons, the armor, etc. because it's simple, but because of the properties and traits, you feel like there is granularity. You feel like the different pieces of equipment, of the armor, the weapons, they are all different, and it's going to require a different playstyle. Thank you for watching this part of the review series. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jack. You are a professional game master, and remember, roleplay solves everything. Once again, thank you and see you later.